Okay, our benefactors. So this is just about the end game here. And here it is, the Citadel, so we've been fighting so hard to get to up to this point. Now you got, it's like this big hole here. This used to be a sewer tunnel. Kind of see like the Citadel kind of like hammering down there. The idea is that the Citadel wasn't really built on the planet. I think according to the Half-Life lore, as it were, the Citadel was basically built somewhere else, and it was just kind of dropped here in City 17. So we're just gonna slowly make our way over to this platform over there. We're gonna move about on these little outer bits here until we can find a way inside. Now we're inside. Although you want to be careful because there's still, you know, bottomless pits stuff. You see there's a lot of pods in the Citadel too. So the bit of Nova Prospect, the newer part of the prison, is supposed to be kind of like almost like foreshadowing to this kind of like sort of strange Combine architecture. This is the end game here. Once you get to the Citadel, that's basically the end of the game. Now we're going to have to ride on one of these rails, and the idea is we don't want to go here because this thing will, well, quite obviously kill us. So we're going to come on this side, wait for this pod to open, and we're going to ride in it. We're currently in a pod, riding to goodness knows where. And we're going to see a big blinding light that leads nowhere, so that's going to be a loading screen. So if this looks familiar to you, that's because it is. We saw this in the beginning of the game, during the cutscene with the G-Man, when he was talking to us initially. Those things, that thing walking there, that's a stalker. Those things over there, those are stalkers. You kind of have the soldiers kind of just watching them. All these pods moving around and about the Citadel. You got little things that the carrier ships carry, and you have a bunch of striders coming this way. Now, the parts where you ride on the rails is rather interesting to me because it's kind of like the first Half-Life, in which you're kind of just riding on the monorail in the introductory parts of that game. This section's rather interesting. It's kind of like the manufacturing of the gunships. There goes the Wraither train. The Citadel is a very interesting location in the game. I'm trying to look around a lot, get a good eyeful. Okay, and I think this is either a loading. This is a loading screen, or about where we get off. This is where we get off. Okay. Now there's a problem with this room, and it's not that we're so high we're gonna die, because we'll stop here. Oh, it's also a loading screen. Okay, there's a problem with this room, and this room's gonna do something to our weapons. Spoiler: it's gonna take them away from us. So essentially, we have none of our standard weapons throughout the Citadel section of the game. Our movement is also kind of compromised here. You see I'm trying to move, but you move like really slowly. Can't jump or anything. So there goes all our weapons. So basically they're being confiscated one by one. Except... So now, we've got the super gravity gun. Now, the super gravity gun is really fun because you can do stuff like this. It's instant death for these guys the second you grab them with it.
So, this is Dr. Freeman. At last. I wish I could say this was a pleasant surprise, but it's neither a surprise nor, as you will surely agree, very pleasant. Well, I am nothing if not pragmatic.
So, Breen's going to be talking to us and taunting us as we progress through the Citadel now. Although if one wanted to not listen to him and just kind of grew new to him, you could just pull apart the monitors as he spoke to you. Which is something that's possible, but I'm not really going to show that off. The Citadel suit chargers do something really nice. They give you 200 suit, they charge a lot faster than the standard chargers, and they also give you health. You can kind of take apart all the panels you see. Now, unfortunately, grabbing them with the super gravity gun destroys their weapon, like it completely vaporizes it, so you're not going to be able to pick up any guns on the way. So super gravity gun is essentially the last weapon we have in the game. But why would you want anything else, honestly? This thing is good.
Dr. Freeman, under other circumstances, I like to think we might have been able to work together in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect. Certainly, judging from your brief tenure at Black Mesa while I was its administrator, you showed every promise of becoming a valuable and productive contributor to the scientific process. And yet, I'm not sure what spurred you to it. But there is really no place in this enterprise for a rogue physicist.
Okay, so we're going to move on where there aren't any combine walls. Now we can throw them into that, and they'll vaporize when they hit that middle bit. It's kind of like a little soupy thing. We can go into it too, and we can also die if we hit that laser. Of course, if they don't hit the laser in the middle, they will just pass through it and fall on the other side. Let's see, this guy is still kind of stuck in it, and just gonna take this lift. Pull that. Now, there's these little energy lines and stuff. I guess you could think of them as power lines. We can pull these little combine balls that we've been seeing and using, and we can throw. Now, in most cases, in the case that you're firing them from your own gun, they can't hurt you, but I think these can. Careful with them regardless. I suppose if one could just tank it like I did.
Your mentors are partly to blame, of course. My disappointment in Eli Vance and Isaac Kleiner is far greater than my sorrow over your unfortunate choice of career path. In a way, I suppose you could not have done otherwise. Who knows what seeds of iconoclasm they planted when you were young and gullible, but while they certainly share a great part of the responsibility for the recent troubles, it is you alone who have chosen to act in such willful disregard for humanity's future.
Alright, so this part's a little tough. We're gonna have to call an elevator down here. And it's a pretty big elevator. And I'm gonna call it right now, actually. We're gonna see soldiers from all sides. And we're gonna need to survive until our elevator gets here. Now to hit some of those enemies higher up there, we're going to have to use these combine balls. There's quite a lot of them now, so... This suit charger over here. Lucky thing is, these suit chargers do give us a lot of healthy stuff. They also give us a lot of suit. And since the super gravity gun is so damn powerful anyway, we don't have to worry too much. The only real problem is once we get on the elevator. Which is coming down right now. And the thing is, we have to know... I might be getting mixed up with episode 1 or a later part again. But if I remember correctly, we're going to have to jump off this thing because it will just kind of break when we get to the top. Although I might be confusing that with apart from episode 1, so... Now we want to be careful because we're kind of a sitting duck on this elevator, so we want to keep our eyes up. I don't think they actually can break the glass or nothing, but, you know. It'll just kind of stop there. I think when we get to this bit here with the 3 glass bridges, we'll be at the top.
if you can. You have destroyed so much. What is it exactly that you have created? Can you name even one thing? I thought not.
Well, that's kind of unfair. Breen just taking advantage of Gordon Freeman being mute. Or if Brett were here, an assortment of weapons and not actually being able to speak. That's one of the cool things about the Citadel, is that it's really filled with a whole bunch of amusing ways to just get rid of your enemies. The super gravity gun being a real driving force behind that. Now you can't just punt the soldiers, you do have to grab them, but, well, you know. Can't be too overpowered now, can we? Charger, we'll go back to full health and full suit, which is now 200.
I have laid the foundation for humanity's survival. And not as we have narrowly defined ourselves, but as something greater than we could ever imagine. Something we can now only begin to glimpse.
Now we've got a long hallway here, and this looks almost like it's a little build-up to something, doesn't it? Oh, well, look at that. It is build-up to something. Something good to remember. Valve has a way of training the player to think a certain way for certain patterns and behaviors long before it becomes really relevant. So remember, the fact that we have to use these balls to kill that Strider, it's going to come up again later. You can also grab little pieces of the Strider. There is a model for the Strider's brain, but that doesn't actually show up until episode 2.
Look, Gordon. Look at what you are throwing away. Is it worth it?
Okay, so this one's activated by 3 This one is powered by 3 combine balls. We gotta get through 3 of them instead. And we just do a crouch jump up here, just drop down, and loading screen. We're good. Now we seem to have lost quite a bit of health after that, so we're gonna go straight for that that suit charger over there. We're gonna get our 200 suit and 100 health. Now this one's not a trick, there's only really one row this time, so we're going to take the only one we can, because there's no other way to go. So you see a little laser over there? That's going to be a problem. So we're going to be going straight up. Now we're going to see something interesting in a bit. Anyway, this rail is going to take us really high up. We're going to go to the top of the Citadel. We're going to see, we're going to get to Dr. Breen's office. But before that, we'll see something fairly interesting. That was an unused enemy. I don't remember exactly what it's called or what it was supposed to do, but it was something that was supposed to be used, but wasn't. We see this where one of the places where the Combine were deploying their gunships. Now you saw a little cityscape out there, right? through that that window. Well, we're gonna see it again. So we got a little bit of blur on the sides of our screen, and implies we're moving very high. There was that cityscape again. Right around here, we're gonna get a really good look at it. Now, those from the area might know from that brief glimpse that we get. City 17 is supposed to be. It's supposed to have It's supposed to have a few canals, and it's supposed to be a place in Eastern Europe. But that cityscape we saw was a satellite image of New York City, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be Brooklyn and the East River. So since they can't vaporize our super gravity gun, they're just going to take it away from us.
I'll take him from here. Don't struggle. It's no use. Until you're where he wants you, there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry, Gordon.
There's nothing really holding us up. How are we moving?
Meteorological intelligence.
So if you listen carefully, we're listening to Breen giving another one of his Breen casts. Sounds a lot more similar to the ones he gave earlier in the game. Except he's not. He's trying to explain something to Eli.
Words, Breen. Genocide. Indescribable evil. Good God.
Well, if it isn't Gordon Freeman at last. What's this? I'll put it over there. You have my gratitude, Doctor. First you lead me straight to the doorstep of my oldest friend, and then you deliver yourself? If I'd known you were going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place. Having both of you in my keeping ensures I can dictate the terms of any bargain I care to make with the Combine.
Dr. Breen.
Huh.
Wallace.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
The bargain we should be making is for Eli's life so he can continue his research.
Thanks to you, we have everything we need in that regard. You're more than qualified to finish his research yourself. What neither you nor I can do is convince that rabble in the streets to give up their senseless struggle. Yet Eli refuses to speak the words that would save them all.
Save them? For what?
Eli, if you won't do the right thing for the good of all people, maybe you'll do it for one of them.
Alex, honey.
Dad. Gordon?
God damn you, Breen, you let her go.
That's all up to you, my old friend. Will you let your stubborn short-sightedness doom the entire species, or will you give your child the chance her mother never had?
How dare you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you have your mother's eyes, but your father's stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a Combine portal.
Go ahead, Breen. If that's the worst you can do, send us both through your portal.
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that hard to believe once you get there.
It isn't necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, the Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader. And this one has proven to be a fine pawn for those who control him.
No!
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
How about it, Dr. Freeman? Did you realize your contract was open to the highest bidder?
Gordon would never make any kind of deal with you.
I understand if you don't wish to discuss this in front of your friends. I'll send them on their way, and then we can talk openly.
Don't struggle, honey.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Alex, sweetheart.
Judith, what do you think you're doing?
We're doing what I could never do alone. We're stopping you.
Yes.
Guards, get in here! They know you betrayed them. They'll turn on you. Judith, Dr. Mossman, please!
I'm sorry, Wallace. You're all out of time. Don't
Hang on.
You fool!
Watch out, he's gonna...
No!
Dad!
Oh, no. Don't worry about me, honey.
There's no time, Alex. He's on his way to the portal. You'll need this.
Dr. Mossman, Judith, look after my father.
Don't you worry.
Dad, I'm not saying goodbye.
Never.
Come on, Gordon. Let's go.
My girl.
Gordon, we haven't known each other very long, but I know you didn't have to do this. I had to rescue my father, but you... Well, thanks for coming after me.
It's me you should be considering.
Hey, listen.
I can still deliver.
That's him.
But not without your help. The portal destination is untenable. Surely you can set the relay elsewhere. There's no way I can survive in that environment. A host body? You must be joking. I can't
There
possibly.
he is.
Oh, all right. Damn it, if that's what it takes. Just hurry. He's right behind me. Oh, shit.
Damn it, not again! The gravity gun. He doesn't have a clue, does he? I wonder where he's going. Oh my god. This is the Citadel's dark fusion reactor. It powers their tunneling entanglement device. We'll never have a chance like this again. We've got to stop Dr. Breen. I can't shut it down. Looks like he's turned over control to the other side. You'll have to go into the core and do what you can. Get in the elevator and I'll let you in. Don't forget to charge yours. Do your worst, Gordon. But be careful.
So with Breen, he was talking to the Combine before we got in here, and if you were listening to him and you know a little bit about Half-Life, what he was saying to us during that cutscene is supposed to imply that he kind of knows about us and the G-Man. That's him in that bubble over there.
Dr. Freeman, you really shouldn't be out there. At the moment of synapse, as I teleport, this chamber will be bathed in deadly particles that have yet to be named by human science. Perhaps when I have the leisure to do the work myself, I'll name one of them after you. That way you won't be completely forgotten. When the singularity collapses, I will be far away from here, in another universe, as a matter of fact. You, on the other hand, will be destroyed in every way it is possible to be destroyed, and even in some which are essentially impossible.
Combine soldiers. Where did they come from?
I don't know what you can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Don't listen to him,
This section's filled with a little bit of fighting, a little bit of platforming. It's really cool.
He's bluffing, Gordon. Don't listen to him. Great. Oh no, Breen started his ascent. Hurry, Gordon, before he escapes.
The thing is, we want to be careful during this part because we can just fall and die and they'll lose that progress. So we're going to come up,
Keep going.
jump here, Get a little bit of suit and health.
I could have told you that was pointless, Dr. Freeman.
Go, Gordon.
Are you still with us, Dr. Freeman? Not for much longer, I think. If only you had harnessed your boundless energy for a useful purpose.
Oh my god. The portal is opening.
I hope you said your farewells.
So we already know that synths can be destroyed by these Combine balls, so we're going to use them to destroy these synths. Now we can see something through that portal, and we can't really quite tell what it is. But it doesn't look good.
Go back, Freeman. You have no idea what you're doing.
So hitting the core of the portal kind of activates these little shields that kind of protect it. So we gotta shoot them, get them out of the way, and shoot in between them if we can.
Don't know what you'll unleash. You could bring down this whole citadel. Think, man. Think of the people below. No! You need me.
Yeah! You did it! Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
That was Half-Life 2. And that was Half-Life 2 redo of my original Let's Play. Anyway, one of my favorite games. I enjoyed playing it again. Hope you enjoyed watching. And with that said, see you next time.
Lamar! Blast that little... Where did she get to?